Thanks for coming. Obviously excited to get started. We're already 4 days into it. The most exciting thing for our staff and team is we have 10 players that are juniors or sophomores, and so anytime you have experience coming back and guys that it doesn't take you longer than just a simple explanation on how we're changing this or tweaking that. It's been great, and they've been able to help the two new guys, and so it's something that as you're building a program, once you have some experience and maturity and guys that have been in the program for a bit, it's amazing sometimes how helpful that is. Our two new guys, D.T. McMurray, T.J. Thomas, are guys that are going to be able to help us right away. Our focus was on athleticism, and both of them bring that to us. You add C.J. Rivers, who was hurt for half the season. Now we have, our team will look different just with those three guys: athleticism, defensively, all aspects of the game. But both those guys, D.T. is a guy that biggest attribute, he can really pass the basketball, and on a team last year that was not easy for us to do. He's someone who actually, since being here June, July, and August, it's been contagious. It's rubbed off on others, and so I think Reed and Graham are better passers because of the presence of D.T. being here. D.T. is a guy who can also knock down a jump shot. He's had a little bit, as everybody does coming either from junior college or high school into college, of a little bit of a learning curve defensively, but since practice has started has made a big jump in that aspect. But it's just so refreshing to have a guy to make easy plays and find open men. T.J. Thomas is a 6'8" young man from Tyler Junior College. I kind of forgot, I guess. Guy can make a mistake, and he's athletic enough to go make up for it immediately. He doesn't quit on plays. He's probably blocked 4 or 5 shots in the first week of practice. Just he made a mistake or he's in help, and he's athletic enough to go make up for it. He helps us defensively. He helps us rebound in the basketball, and hopefully offensive rebounding would be another piece where he can make a big help to our program. So those two guys they've been here all summer, and I think they feel very comfortable at the start of practice, and along with the 10 like I said, veterans that we have, we've got a good foundation, good nucleus, and those two guys help us where in needs that we needed to help with. So today, 4 days down of official practice, and get started after we're done today with day 5.
Coach, you take a little different philosophy. You like to maybe let a kid play a year, then redshirt him like you did with Corey. What do you kind of gain in that? What's the philosophy behind that?
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily, we've kind of fell in that situation. Corey Kunzling might be the biggest surprise of anybody on this team. I think people will be excited to see how his body has changed. I can see how he's changed mentally. He's our best talker of the big guys. He's somebody who thinks the game and understands how he can impact this team with leadership, with his defensive presence, and rebounding the basketball. We keep telling him he's got a really soft jump hook, both with his right and left hand. He can make a big impact scoring the ball also. But the first things we talked about was just the talk and the defensive end and rebounding the ball. We'll take that for now and continue to build upon it. But he's probably the biggest surprise, and I'm sure there's going to be questions on, with not having Dominic back, how do we replace him? And I think we're probably deeper in the big spots than we were anyplace else. Nick McGlynn's somebody else who's made great strides in a year, coming off a pretty solid freshman year. He's gotten bigger in the weight room and is playing with a lot of confidence also.
Coach, you got a couple of freshmen on the roster this year. What are maybe your expectations for them?
Both of them are walk-ons, and they'll help us in practice. Yeah.
When you have Jacob's situation where he's kind of the guy, and then let's be honest, he kind of became more of a reserve player as Dominic developed. How do you bring him back now, maybe even mentally, to say,
Yep.
look, you got to be our anchor there in the post right? Talk about Jacob and how he has to kind of return to being a focal point.
Yeah, and that's a great point. You know, we've helped him with some mental things here since summer. He's met with a sports psychologist and try to help him just focus on the things that he can control and not get worried about the things that he can't. But with that, he also is going to have competition. Competition makes you stronger. Best teams I've ever been around all had, you know, 2 guys at each spot that pushed each other each and every day. So, you know, competition's healthy.
But you had so many games last year where close losses. How do you break through that glass ceiling where you can win those games going the last 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's a great question, Kev. You know, how this team gets better is at the defensive end. That's where we have the most room to get better at. You know, you'll go through statistics from last year. Offensively, you know, we were in the middle of the pack and most of the offensive stuff, or even in the upper half. You look at where we can improve, it's at the defensive end. Being able to get stops and finish plays by then going and rebound the basketball. So we're probably further ahead right now offensively, and we've got to dig in, and we've tried to change a little bit here in the first 4 days where we've tried to scrimmage more in practice, and you know, there's so much slippage when you scrimmage, but at the same time, that's how you play a game. And so we've tried to change a little bit. Now today we need to go back and work on finding a way defensively, whether, you know, how to handle a ball screen in a certain place. All the things we've talked about, but there was some slippage along the way with once you get into a scrimmage situation that we need to get better at.
Will you change any of your defensive schemes?
We are. I don't want to. We're going to change defenses a little bit more this year, and you know, as a coach, you're trying to find ways. You know, you go to a clinic, you can talk about how you're going to defend ball screens. It's about the players and how they're capable best defending him. Not you know, we would all switch it. There would be no advantage, but you can't do that. And so, as a coach and as a staff, we're trying to find ways to give ourselves the best opportunity to get better. So we're going to switch defenses probably more than we ever have in the first 3 years, again, to try to keep people off getting in a rhythm.
And does that have something to do with the shorter shot clock? So you're number 2 of that. Doing that.
More so just to try to keep them out of balance, off rhythm, and try to find a way. You know, I'd love to come in here and say we're going to play man for 100% of the time, but that's just not our strength. Hopefully, this, you know, DT, TJ, and CJ being back, athleticism certainly helps you with your man defense, but just switching defenses and trying to, you know, again, not letting the team just get in a rhythm against you.
With Dominic gone and a very good season last year behind the arc, are we going to see more focus on guard play, less on the post, or are they going to be more trying to get the new guys working?
Yeah, great question. We're going to try to open the floor up a little bit more. We've changed our transition game and trying to not having a big post down in the paint, and try to spread the floor and give ourselves a better opportunity to make easier plays.
Yeah, that can affect playing defense as well, with maybe pressuring guys more on the outside than
defensively, I don't think it'll bother us. He was not a great defender. His strength was scoring the basketball, and so we'll be better defensively now to find a way to be able to have an inside presence. Scoring the ball's not going to be the same, but you know, Corey and Nick have more of a defensive mindset.
Just with some of these switches that you're making, is it a product of just having your guys in there, having guys that have been with you for multiple years now?
It's that. It's I think guys have a good understanding of what we need to do, and then our staff have an understanding of how to tweak something to try to make us better. Guys, there's no better time than right now. 9 of the top 10 players last year are gone. The league is wide open. There's no better time for us as a program to take a step forward. So we're trying to find in every piece of our program to push that ahead. You know, there's some things that we need to handle ourselves, and then there's going to be opportunities that the league presents with a lot of guys being gone. So the combination of the two, we're trying to take advantage of.
Is Reed one of those guys? I mean, he's kind of already been in that realm. Is he one of those guys you see being in the top 5, 10 of the league?
Yeah, I mean, he's the leading scorer in the conference returning. I would say he's easily a top 3 or 4 player returning in the league, and you know, we have 2 double-figure scorers returning to us, and so we've got experience that way. And again, I think DT and TJ will make it a little bit easier scoring the basketball this year. We've got to get better defensively.
Who is Graham ran a lot of point for you. Lee kind of does. Now you got the newcomers. Who have you figured out yet? Who do you kind of want running that point mostly?
You know, we try to do it by committee, and really Reed has been off the ball last year, and we try to put him in a position where he can make an easy play off a ball screen, but he doesn't necessarily, you know, bring it up the floor and initiate things. We try to put him in a position where he can score it, make an easy play. You know, I think Graham and DT are battling back and forth each day, but at the same time, we can play both those guys on the floor together. You know, the thing that Graham has made great improvements or sustained just with his experience is his toughness. And then defensively on the basketball, he's our best on-the-ball defender.
Have you had a chance to figure out the rest of maybe that starting 5 at this point?
No, it's open competition, and every day is a new opportunity.
Dolvin, how's he come along? Can he help you?
He's done a good job. You know, he anytime you redshirt and you know, now it's kind of for real, and so trying to find his way in practice, there's a couple steps you have to take, and how you can be productive in practice, and then how you then carry that over into a game. So he's, I think, found a way to make others better and make an impact in practice, and now the next step will be able to do that in a game setting.